Okay, we're recording now. So, how long have you been composing, Emily?
Oh, since I was a kid.
Like, how old?
Probably started when I was about 9 years old.
Oh, and are
Yeah.
you doing more of it now?
Oh, yes, quite a bit more. Yes.
So, how long have you been doing quite a bit more?
Probably for the past 12 to 15 years.
Uh-huh.
I got more serious about it.
What's your background in music?
I studied classical piano performance in college, and that was always really difficult for me. Um, I really was interested in looking at music and what made it do what it does. So I was always very interested in musical composition, but I never quite put it together in my mind that that was what I should be doing. I think I was dazzled by what was considered the good thing to do, is to get up there and play in front of people. And most of the rock stars in the department were performers. So I really didn't learn that I should follow the thread of my real interest until much later in life.
So, you said in the department. What department was that?
It was the music department at San Francisco State University.
So, I've heard that you're more of a classical composer than, say, hard rock, for example.
Yeah, I find that classical music has enough depth to it that I'm going to start that one over, because you can always edit it, right? I find that classical music has a lot of possibility, and is also a great basis to branch out from. There's a lot of depth to it, and I'm always looking for depth. So,
Depth. Can you talk a little bit more about depth?
well, I think what really inspired me to start composing, and I'm just going to go into a little story here, was sound scores to movies, and seeing the difference between if you're watching a movie before they put the music in. If you've ever had that opportunity, it's linear, it's shallow, it doesn't have the emotional depth that music puts in there.
Wow.
And so I became inspired, just listening to movie scores, and I was really inspired by Lord of the Rings and Howard Shore, the score he put in there. That made the movie, in my opinion. But I would listen to it as I was driving around town, and it changed my experience of driving around town, which gave me the idea, or the feeling, that people need a sound score. They need a score to their lives, because that will add depth to their linear days. And people need that, because I know I do. And so I became really kind of obsessed with writing music like that.
So, you think of your music as a sound score for just an ordinary person's day?
Yes, it takes a horizontal timeline and adds depth and width and meaning. And music can open your heart. It can go right past all of your rational thinking and worries, and just take you to a place that's better than our ordinary lives. And I think it opens us up to big possibilities. And that's what I want for people when I compose.
Wow, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.